So the last thing we talked about was we were talking about energy use and how humans are using energy. And the sad thing is we're using it way faster than nature can build it. And we're going to get deep into that. What is fossil fuels? How nature makes fossil fuels? But we're talking about how energy can't be created or destroyed. And when I say we're wasting energy, what does that mean?
Wasting useful energy.
Because it's not like we're wasting. It's not like we're. If energy can't be destroyed, then how are we wasting it? Well, what we're saying is we're wasting. We're changing it from a useful form to an unuseful form. And there's only a certain amount of useful energy that we can use. And then if we burn it, if we mess with it, then it will turn into useless energy. And the example that we had for that was a potato chip. And I just had a bag of potato chips inside of the classroom, but I guess I don't. I ate it while I was going downstairs. But I had a potato chip, and the potato chip gave me energy for the day. But then what I could do is I could go outside and crush it, and then throw it up in the air, and the energy didn't disappear. There isn't any less energy. I didn't change the amount of energy in the universe. It's just it would be really hard to use for my body if I had to go all over the place, all over the park, and pick up the crumbs and then eat them. It'd be a lot easier if it were in one nice compact potato chip, you know what I mean? Like that would give me, I would probably spend more calories looking up for all of that potato chip and all of the different, the big mess that I made, picking it all up and then eating those crumbs. It would be more useful for me to just have it as a potato chip in a bag. We cool?
Cool.
So energy can't be created or destroyed, but the form that it's in is the usefulness of it can be created or can be destroyed. We're going to talk about unit conversion, but with this class, and remember what I was doing is with the electricity class, I'm going to hit you hard with mathematics. We're going to get into the mathematics. I don't know, have you guys found it hard yet? It's not that bad because you guys understand the sine, cosine, tangent thing.
Yeah.
For Deja and Kalena, it might be a little bit tougher because you haven't had sine, cosine for the last 20 weeks. But I think you guys are doing pretty good with it. The concepts aren't that bad either. But I'm not going to do as much math with the STEM class itself because we're doing math in the electricity class. So I'm not going to do conversions, unit conversions, but I did want to tell you guys how energy is measured. In physics, we were talking about energy, and we were measuring it in terms of joules. So that would be one way of measuring it. Another way of measuring it, when we're talking about humans and how humans consume energy, us here in America usually measure things in calories. Okay, and you've heard of calories, right? Like you look on the back of the thing, and you got a 2,000 calorie diet. That means that's about how many calories you have. And you want to know the sad thing is we consume 2,000 calories. Like they say, okay, on average, an average American should consume about 2,000 calories. And if you consume about 2,000 calories, that will give you enough energy that you need for the day. You know what I mean? And that way you use up your energy. You're not end up with this huge surplus of calories because a huge surplus of calories leads to a big belly, and that's not what you want. So actually 2,000 calories is kind of a surplus anyway, but whatever. But I mean, if you calculate it down, it's actually equivalent to burning a 100-watt light bulb for a day. All of the talking, all of the running, all of the jogging, all of that kind of stuff is equivalent to pretty much a 101 light bulb. That's it.
So it's a lifetime?
Huh? No, per day.
Oh, okay. Because you can plug in a 100-watt light bulb
and just leave it on all day, and that would be the equivalent of how many calories a human uses. That blows my mind. It blows my mind. All right. Another way to measure it is you can measure it in kilowatts, which is another form of measurement, and basically that's like joules divided by time and that kind of stuff. Yeah, watts. We cool with that? So we talk about energy and its usefulness of energy, and I think that one of the nice things is so what they were saying is, say that you're in charge of a power plant, and your power plant has to be turned off for maintenance. So what you're going to do is you're going to call up Quebec where they have hydroelectricity, and they're selling energy. But the problem is you measure things in kilowatts hours, and they offer megajoules. Well, what do? Well, you just use the conversion that gets kilowatt hours to megajoules, and I'm not even going to go through the conversion because I promise you, no math. But what is hydroelectricity? Well, it's like a dam, and this isn't the picture of Quebec. This is actually from the Colorado River, the Glen Canyon Dam in Arizona.
So what they use for like the Hoover Dam?
Yeah, the Hoover Dam and whatnot. How is that? How does the energy get generated from there? Well, you got a lot of energy. You got a lot of water that's being piled up. That's being stored in a form of energy that we call, physics boys?
Oh, potential.
Potential energy. Awesome. That potential energy is going to fall, turning that potential energy into kinetic energy, which is moving types of energy. We can harness that moving energy by having this thing rotate these generators and then have these generators spin.
So water goes in, it spins the generator. That's what's called.
Water goes in because of gravity. It falls down. The water will spin these turbines.